Alrighty, so I have one of the 40th anniversary mini T's. Now, I'm sure there are probably plenty of videos on YouTube about this car. I haven't even looked, but I wanted to put one up. It's going to be very quickly, just going over the car, what it is. Maybe by the time this video is up, hobby shops still have them. There's only 2,003 of them, and they sold out online in a day. But that doesn't mean that a hobby shop doesn't have them. The hobby shop that I purchased this from actually had 6 of them. Now, I did call that hobby shop the day this released, and I said, hold me one. So if you haven't done that, they may sell out very quickly because 4 of the 6, including mine, had already been basically, pre-bought. So we're going to go over it quickly. I'll start with the transmitter. Now, this is a very small car indeed. You can't expect to get much, but this is just extremely toy grade. I mean, I would expect to get this radio with a Walmart toy. And this, in my opinion, just takes away from the value and the quality of the truck as a RTR. This is just not good to me. It comes apart like that, and then you actually will take this little piece off and put your 4 AAAs in there. I just think that, $250. I would guess that the regular Mini T comes with the exact same system. It's just not good to me. It's just not good. I don't want to dog on it too much. And here's the thing. I get it. It's a small truck. But the Axial SEX 24 is a smaller and cheaper vehicle and owned by Horizon. And that comes with a much nicer transmitter, the AX4. Why they did not incorporate this, I do not know. It takes AA's. It actually has a stand, a bigger stand at least. It's like a full-size transmitter almost. Foam wheel. I mean, this is a cheap radio, don't get me wrong. They're both cheap radios, and they're supposed to be. But this is such a nicer transmitter, I don't understand why they did not include this model transmitter. This is just probably the biggest downfall of this kit is this transmitter. Now, the good thing about it is that I will be replacing this receiver with a DSMR receiver, little SR215 or whatever, and I'll bind it to my DX5 Pro. Now, if I ever wanted to resell this vehicle, I will absolutely keep this radio and keep that receiver because I would like to return it to its complete stock form since it's a special edition, but I don't plan on selling it, and I don't think that the value of this vehicle is going to rise in any way. So I do plan on doing that immediately, is getting rid of this. If I asked my friend to drive this thing and you look at the vehicle is amazing, and then you look at this, it's like, what? So that's my only complaint with this kit. You do get a USB charger. This is pretty much the standard. There's nothing wrong with this at all. No complaints there as long as it works. And you do get a manual. You also, they do provide 4 AAAs, a little metal T-wrench, and it looks like 1 single Allen wrench. Pretty cool there. There's not a lot going on with this vehicle, so not too much in the manual. Now let's go ahead and move on to the car. This is really where your $250 goes to because it's surely not the transmitter. Now, the original Mini T came out in 2003 from my understanding. I was a very young kid at that point in time, so I had no clue what these things were. But a gentleman who apparently still has his original Mini T says that the body is very similar, if not pretty much the same, which is great. That's what he said. But I do love the flames, the checkers. It is very 90s-esque, early 2000s. I love it. I think it looks amazing. And the Lexan body itself is actually very thick. These little Mini Ts have a really tough body. You should really, I mean, as light as this vehicle is, and as thick as this Lexan is, I think this body would last you a long time. Now, I do plan on taking care of this vehicle, taking care of it a little bit more than a normal vehicle since it's kind of a collector's, if you will. But the body looks great. The color is awesome. The decal work is good. Surely a lot better than my TT Pro. And, yeah, it looks good. I wish that they would have stuck the TT Pro's decals on as good as they stuck these on. So we'll set the body aside. And here is the the truck. Now, it is a very small 1/18 scale. There are 18 scales that are larger. Of course, scale, differentiates depending on full scale, what they're going off of. An 18, two different 18 scales could be completely two different sizes. Now, this little, stadium truck, trophy truck or whatnot, they're relatively small in general. The 1/10 scale one, I think that their large 1/10 scale T is on the fourth iteration. They're small vehicles in general, so it is a very small 18th scale. There you can see the stamped chassis that is serialized. It is, when I say serialized, I mean that it is numbered out of 2003. As you can see, I have 1,223, so I have the 1,223rd Mini T 2.0 out of 2003. That's awesome. They did a really good job. This doesn't feel like it would come off easy. It's been put on there very straight. It looks professional. It looks good. And the chassis feels great. I'm not sure if this is a 6061 or it probably is 6061. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, that looks awesome. All the plastics on these little trucks look good. Nothing, there's not a lot of bend or anything in them. And so some of the really cool things about the 40th anniversary is the tires. You do get these bead style tires. And I have to say that they feel really good. They are foam in these tires, which is rare for such a small vehicle. Most 18 scales don't have foam in them. At least the cheaper ones don't. And the compound is extremely soft. This thing should do mad wheelies on high traction, on high grip surfaces. Same foam in the front, very, very soft. I'm very pleased with the tire compound, the foam. I think that this little car is actually a really good quality. You do get the same servo as what you would get in the brushed one, which is the SX107. It is an analog servo. It does have a servo saver on there. I have yet to even really plug in this car and do anything, so I'm not sure as far as the performance goes, but it's the same servo that's in the stock one. Or I'm sorry, in the base model one. Now, this does come with aluminum bodied shocks and aluminum caps, and it also looks like it has aluminum adjusters there. That is awesome, and they're very smooth. The machine work on these shocks looks so good. I mean, it just very precise. The precision of something being definitely machined. There's the rear. They're anodized like a champagne, which is cool, and that's the champagne anodization is unique to this. If you were to go and buy the aluminum shocks aftermarket, they are just regular anodized clear. So that's awesome that you get aluminum bodied shocks. I mean, they feel really well. There's a little bit of right where the piston comes out of the shock oil at the very top. Not a big deal. They're very small shocks, but they look really good. And this does have a 6,000 kV dynamite brushless / ESC motor. So the ESC is built into this motor, which is great because there is no room for an ESC in this car. Absolutely no room. So that's awesome. And it does have an aluminum motor mount. Of course, your turnbuckles and whatnot, that is probably steel. They do have a hole drilled in there so you can easily adjust them. That's awesome. You can stick probably a 1.5 in there and twist that so much easier than having to use a wrench. There are upgrade parts for this as well that are black anodized that you can get for this and of course the base. And it comes with a 2S LiPo. This is awesome. Now, it is, like I said, there's a lot of stuff packed in here and there's a lot of wires. Now, the servo does require an extension, so you can unplug that extension if you want to, but you don't have to unplug it to get the battery out because this plate will lift up. But I find that unplugging it is a little bit easier and less cumbersome. Now, getting out the battery is actually a little bit of a pain. It is designed just to fit in this vehicle. So what you'll do is you'll lift up the plate here, you'll grab both corners, and you're gonna kind of pull up until it clicks out, and you're gonna have to bring it straight out just like that. Now, this is a reaction series, the 650 milliamp, just a little 2S, low C rating. This is all you need. It is a hard case, and there is only one way this battery will go back in, and it comes with an EC2. My batteries came with 30% charge in each cell, so that was good. Once you see the battery out, not a lot of room there. There's no foam or anything under there. Doesn't need it. This plate holds the battery completely secure. What really takes up most of the room and kind of a lot of clutter is this huge, like 2010 style receiver. I do plan on changing that over to an SR215. They look much better. They're smaller. And you can still run the SR215 antenna right out the back there. There is a little place just for the antenna. But yeah, the receiver is pretty outdated. And not only that, I'm not a fan of the transmitter. So it works out in my favor. I'm just going to take this out. I'm going to take the transmitter receiver out, and I'll bind this up to my DX5 Pro. But I will make sure to keep this in a very safe place. And if I ever want to resell it or return it to its complete stock form, I can do so, just because it's 40th anniversary. I'm not taking that too seriously. I do plan on taking care of the vehicle and keeping it, but I don't think they're going to be worth anything necessarily. Maybe to the Losi enthusiast, but nonetheless, a very nice little truck. You do get, steel drive shafts, and that comes, I'm pretty sure, stock on the base as well. But brushless, you don't have to worry about the little brushed motors. You already get a 2-cell that is fit perfectly for this vehicle. I think this is a great little, nice, good quality 18 scale. The quality is a lot better than most 18 scales out there. I just really dislike the receiver and transmitter, but I'm completely okay with just buying one $30 receiver, and in my opinion, it just raises the value of the vehicle even further. I just don't see how this would help hold the vehicle's value. This is just something that, this transmitter alone makes me not really want to drive the vehicle, especially if I have a DX5 that I can use. Like I said, I think that they should have included the AX4. If they would have included the AX4, I would have no issues with keeping it. But that's just my very humble opinion. Nonetheless, I love this truck. I think it's worth the money. It is a just great quality vehicle. The craftsmanship, the machine work, of course, like I said, brushless. So I'm really liking it. I think that this was something so cool they did. I really hope to be seeing them, Horizon doing more of this. I love the fact that it's serialized, so you can know exactly which one you have. I think that is awesome. It's something that like the real car world would do if you have a rare car. I just really think that it's neat. I think the price was good, definitely affordable, nothing too crazy, and they did it in a very neat and professional package on a very good proven model. And I am definitely happy with the purchase, and I absolutely think that this is going to drive very well on a 2S. It may even have too much power with this little 2S. Now, before I end the video, to put this battery back in, you're gonna have to put it in the way that it came out, and that's the only way that it'll go in. You have to put the top of the battery with the sticker down with these cuts out towards you. And what you do is you lift it up, you put it in like so, and you kind of push back and down, and it'll click in. It just has to clear this plastic piece on this chassis, this little chassis side piece here. That's all that it is. And like I said, it has an EC2, so make sure you have if you have an aftermarket charger that will charge faster than this, make sure you pick up an adapter, because EC2s are not very popular these days. Pick up an adapter so that way you can charge this LiPo at its maximum amperage, and get out there and drive quicker. So if you have any questions about the Mini T 2.0, leave a comment, and I really appreciate you watching.